the amazing things of our time is that people have to apologize for saying things that are not only true, but that everyone knows to be true.
You can't tell the truth nowadays because it might offend somebody. It's just, I can't even. Why? Like, reality is reality. It's just...
Yes. Yeah.
I was just going to say there's a lot of money and prestige and jobs on the line in keeping this lie alive. Like, how often is there a new fad that comes along in academia that's supposed to cure the lower black performance compared to whites in the school system? Like, there's always a new fad coming about. And you have these consultants that are walking away with six figures to, come up with these bogus explanations. Now, I wish I was getting paid that to just say, I know what it is. It's called differences in IQ.
Well, it's true. There are people who benefit from this, but the ultimate economic benefits in a macroeconomic sense would be so much greater if we didn't devote all of this wasted and futile energy to trying to change things that cannot be changed. Yes, there are individuals who are consultants in diversity and consultants and closing the gaps and all of this baloney. But their salaries and their benefit are just tiny compared to the massive social benefits that would accrue from devoting all of these resources to things that are genuinely productive. I think one of the best examples of just the utter folly and the utter waste of resources with, I think, probably good intentions was what we have in the United States, this No Child Left Behind Act. This was a law that was passed under the younger Bush, and passed but with huge majorities of both Democrats and Republicans. The idea was that it was going to require all American schools to bring all racial groups up to the same level of achievement. This is impossible. Any freshman year psychologist who had read Arthur Jensen could tell them this is impossible. But with great fanfare, this was signed, with great fanfare, this was entered into, and then over the years, one state after another had to get some kind of exemption when they didn't achieve their goals. They were built in all sorts of punishments. Schools that did not achieve equality in performance, they were supposed to be in some cases disaccredited, disbanded. Well, this was obviously crazy. They're doing the best they could. And so one exemption after another. Now, finally, No Child Left Behind is pretty much petered out. But there were who knows how many millions of hours were spent on this. Billions of dollars trying to implement this stuff. All completely wasted. Now, there were certainly some consultants who made a lot of money doing this. But that money was, in any kind of practical terms, completely wasted. And the astonishing thing, of course, is that the consultants who marched into all these schools and told them, okay, I'm going to teach you how to meet the requirements of No Child Left Behind. Those people were not completely discredited. There wasn't a single school district probably that met those requirements. Actually, I take that back. There is one school district in which whites and blacks perform at almost exactly the same level. And that is the school district of Detroit. Detroit, as you know, is overwhelmingly black, but there's still a few white people. I don't know what they're doing there, but they're there. And they have been dragged down to the level of blacks. I suppose any white person who is unable to get out of Detroit and send their children to a reasonably decent school is probably fairly, well, not one of the credits to their race, but that's the one school district in which everybody performs at a uniformly miserable level. But here again, this an enormous legally mandated program based on an utterly fallacious view of racial equality. It clattered and hammered on for a good 12 or 15 years before it finally just died of futility. We go through one of these things after another. All based on this unwillingness to face the facts, which someday we will have to face.